This is Morten from INKISH TV, and I actually have the pleasure today to meet a gentleman. His name is Dursun Acun. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, that was correct, Morten. Thank you.
Fantastic. And the reason why I have invited myself to talk to Dursun is basically because he is managing a company called OPM-Europe, and I found it actually on Printing Expo online, and I found that the company. I didn't know you, to be honest. So why don't you tell a little bit who you are and what you do,
Yeah,
Dursun?
yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, Morten. My name
Always.
is Dursun, as you just said. I'm the sales director and owner from OPM-Europa in Holland, in the Netherlands. And I'm working in the graphical industry for, I think, several 15, 20 years. I don't count anymore. We have been specializing in labels and mainly in inkjet printing, and in that matter we try to find new things in the market, and that's basically what I do every day. Keeps us busy.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, people in the printing industry, we may not make as much money as we like, but we are never bored, right?
Precisely.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed on your website, and I'm so curious, so I want to dig directly into it, was a robot that took up some paint buckets and then basically printed directly on the buckets. Is that something that is that like something special for you?
Yeah, yes. I was asked, I think 15 years ago, by one of my main customers. They asked me, can you print directly on cans and so on? So I said yes. I think that must be possible. Anyways, after several years and thought about it, and 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I said, well, now I'm going to build this machine. So we started working on developing this LabelSaver machine, printing with water-based technology, Memjet technology, directly onto cans, but also we can print on PE bottles or PET bottles. And with this, which is very important, with this technology, we needed a primer or a pre-coating. With this pre-coating, it should enable that we can print with water-based inks on metals and on synthetic substrates, so to say. So we had to develop also our own pre-coatings and primers, which were not, available very easily in the market. I mean, there are a couple of competitors, and they don't like to see you grow harder than they would like. So we were forced to develop our own primers, and we did.
When you talk about the primer, it sounds to me that it's maybe even more important with the right primer than to use the right print heads and to use the right ink. Is that correct, or?
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. However, I mean, I've started working with Memjet technology. There is a great advantage with Memjet is that you print with one print head all 4 colors at one time.
Yeah.
So that was a very important point to make. However, when you have the primers, when you have the pre-coating, the printhead could have been a Czar or a Konica, but then we would have a totally different machine, printing all different colors in different ways. That was the big difference.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. The pre-coatings make it or enable printing with water-based inks on metals and on plastics. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm happy that you said that you got that request from a customer years ago. But if you think about the situation right now, Inkjet seems to be thriving in almost every segment in the printing industry. And when you look at your company and what you do, how difficult is it from a technical perspective to do what you do?
Well, I think what we have achieved, was so big and so immense for such a small company as we are. We just closed a couple of tests we've done, executed some tests, and we can see how we can change the market with our technology, using water-based inks instead of UV inks or solvent inks. The environmental issues that we don't actually have, or economical advantages. So there are so many big advantages, and one element that always kept us busy, all the partners and all the business relations we have in this market, 80% of them were extremely skeptical. You're gonna print with water-based inks on metal. Good luck, Dursun.
Yeah,
I
good luck.
hope you succeed. So yeah,
but you did it, right?
Yeah, it took us more than 5 years to come where we are. But we did it. Yes, we did. Yeah.
I'm always impressed when I see the Memjet print heads, because they are so, way before everybody else was talking about it with the waterfall technology and the single pass 4-color print and the speed. It always looks quite amazing when you see it, and I think the business model of utilizing a lot of different segments in the market and technologies. I'm just wondering, when I looked at that video on your website where you show this robot arm printing on a can, it to me was a little bit slow. So is this something that was more like a test thing, or is it more like something that can be scaled to industrial production as well, or what is the perspectives of your work?
Very very good question, Morten. We have been working on this prototype. It's not the actual machine. It's the prototype.
Okay.
The prototype is actually built to show the world how easy we can print on 3D objects.
Yeah,
that's the idea.
And that was what caught my attention, because that was pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah. Right at this moment, we are building the real machines. However, we are not aiming to go for high volume print speeds, etc., etc. We are quite well known in the chemicals industry, where the quantities are very low. The average quantities are very low. We are talking about average packaging quantities from 500 up to a couple of thousand different designs per product.
Okay.
So in that thought, we have been building this machine. The output of the machine, of the end result, will be around, let's say, 2,000, 2,500 units printed per hour. And that was our aim as well.
But that is not too bad, because I when I looked at that where you had the robot arm, it was of course considerably slower. But so are you? There's a big trend in the market right now that you have private labels, you have productions that are closer to the source, and I take that if you look at your technology, I take that you could probably also use it for printing directly on bottles if you wanted to do that, and you could basically replace or add that layer of productivity to very small brands, but still in a high quality. And I think that your trademark was LabelSaver, right? So basically, you skip a process which is both cost effective and also it looks really great, right?
Yes, exactly. We've been first of all, we started with setting up business cases. What would the consequence become to the customer when using our machine? And we have literally set up business cases with several customers, and the savings with these customers are really enormous. For some, they would say it's good to be true. That much is it. We are talking about factories that can save between 1 and 2 million euros on logistics advantages by using our machine.
Fantastic.
Yes, that's really incredible. But these are numbers that customers giving me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not something that I calculate myself.
yeah.
It comes from the customer. So in that matter, yeah, this will have an enormous impact once we are ready. I mean, um, due to Corona, we've been slowing down a bit, and
Of
the
course, yeah.
first machines should have been at the customers. But again, I'm hoping to have the first machines by the end of this year, maybe beginning next year. Yeah.
So that means that the R&D and the testing has been delayed a little bit, but now you're ready to go into production of the
Yeah,
machines.
we are 100% ready. We don't have any technical questions left or whatsoever. So we know how to assemble the machine. All the different parts of the machine have been tested. So basically, we have to assemble one together. But still, I mean, we are a very small company, and we can take only small steps and take it forward by those small steps. Yeah.
And talking about being a small company and getting equipment like this to market, do you work directly with customers, or is it through agents, or do you work with other OEMs, or how are you planning to get the product onto market?
I should have explained a couple of things. We are specialized in multi-layer labels. That's one part of our business. Second part is the LabelSaver, and the third part is our primers pre-coatings.
Okay.
Labels is done directly to customers. LabelSaver, again, directly to the end customer. However, the primers, we are working with strategic partners, and with these strategic partners, we try to enter the market. So we don't sell directly to end customers.
Okay.
So those three products are our main business right now.
Okay, and with that in mind, so when you look at, it seems like developing a machine that can do this is a quite radical change in your company in order to get to market with this. How does that make you feel? I mean, 5 years of investment and time must be pretty expensive. And what is your expectations?
Well, the expectations are as big as my dreams right now.
Should be, right?
Yeah, working for more than 5 years on a project and trying to be patient and trying to as an entrepreneur, you want result the next day, which is impossible. That we
Tell
know.
me about it.
But however, it's I guess it's pursuing your dreams, that one thing that you want to accomplish, and that keeps you going. And where this will end, I really don't know. But the future looks extremely bright for us, and we are one of the extremely few companies that can print with water-based inks on different substrates, and that itself makes me a little bit proud. Yes, I have to admit. Yeah.
Well, let that be the last words of this fantastic update from you. I wish you all the best, and I'm sure that you will be successful. So thank you very much for your time here on INKISH TV.
Thank you as well.